Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's Timely Fit. Just thought I'd wait a little bit longer while everyone gets settled into this live. We definitely have a pretty good one for you today. It's a topic that I'm particularly excited about, and it's actually something that came up really naturally. My guest here today is someone who is very well loved and known in the beauty industry here in Australia and New Zealand, none other than Natasha Smits. Now, a lot of you will know her as a very informed and knowledgeable voice in the Facebook groups, particularly industry groups here, just because she's so knowledgeable on loads of topics. But not just that, she has an amazing background to her. So, Natasha, who's with me today, just in case that name doesn't ring a bell for you, Natasha owns her own skin spa here in Melbourne in the very luxurious suburb of Southbank. And with being in the industry for 20 years, and having owned a business for 10 of those, she definitely knows the troubles when it comes to creating loyal clients and trying to have a great business and amongst all of the difficulties that come with being a business owner. So, welcome, Natasha.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me. Hope I can add some value.
I definitely think you can. And this is a topic that came really naturally for us because, aside from being industry mates, we're friends in real life and we can't stop talking about work.
I know it's great. I finally have a friend who wants to talk about the industry as endlessly and in as much detail as me. I'm so blessed.
And we were just talking about it. I don't know how it came up, but we were talking about rewards and loyalty and customer loyalty. And we sprang up a conversation about it. And I said, actually, I need to do a live on this because it's a really important topic. And Natasha said that she would be interested. And the cool thing about loyalty is it's not just something that affects small businesses who really struggle with it. COVID has changed everything, right? Like, even if you're an established business like Natasha's Skin Spa, you'll be seeing changes in client loyalty behavior.
Yeah, for sure. You absolutely, because it's really important, I think, for people to know from a confidence perspective in business at the moment that it's not just those businesses who are closing or who are really struggling who are having these challenges. Client behavior is changing. So the way we interact with them has to change.
And I remember one thing that you said to me recently was that, we in the past with like established beauty salons, you would see people who would book their appointments for the entire year in advance in January, whereas now you're not seeing those kind of rebooking rates because they're not sure if they're going to have things cancelled. So the rebooking behavior has changed too.
That's right. And it's really tempting to see that as a salon owner that can really knock your confidence. And it's really tempting to just pass the buck on to the team and say, well, you guys have to rebook and you have to work hard on that. But sometimes that's not the right fix. So, the problem might need a different fix to what it did in the past because
Yeah.
in the past the world's changed, so the reasons behind it are not the same as they used to be, so the solutions cannot be the same either.
And it's not even just salons. One of the pieces of research that I found is that ever since COVID in the supermarket, loyalty has gone completely haywire. You used to buy the same things every week, and then all of a sudden, COVID happened. People just ransacked the shelves, and you had to try new things. So, customer behavior is really different, and not just salons, but everywhere else. So, it's not your salon, it's a worldwide thing here.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about, well, not the cool thing about it, but one of the good things about customer loyalty is there is actually things that you can do that customers are already aware of, things that they're already involved in, which is customer loyalty schemes. Now, we know that these work because all you have to think about is flybys, air points.
Yeah.
What else are some really good ones like Amex card, credit card
Oh,
reward
Amex
as
is
well?
huge. Amex is huge. Yeah. Even loyalty programs are very creative now. Like even certain car brands will have loyalty. Like I know that with our cars at home in our household, we get certain benefits at the airport because of the vehicle that we've purchased. So, you know, everyone's thinking about loyalty.
And it's
And,
something. Oh,
and I just want to say, I think the reason for that is that brands have realized more and more that loyalty is that there's a lot of arbitrage in how you make people feel.
mm,
So it's not all about price, and it's not all about, you know, people aren't all only incentivized by things they need and want. They're not only incentivized by problems that they've got and, you know, needing results. It's not all about creating pain and then solving the problem, as, you know, we quite often try to focus on in our marketing. It's about how you make people feel. And if you can make them feel special, that's worth an absolute fortune to your business.
oh yeah, absolutely. This is a cool thing about a loyalty program is you get to do something that will make clients feel special if it's done right. But if it's done wrong, it can be something boring that your clients don't even care about. And I think this is what trips people up, because a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, rewards, loyalty, like I've done this before, didn't really work. Well, you get out of a loyalty program what you put into it, and you don't actually really have to put in a lot for it to be really amazing. And there are so many reasons that you should do loyalty. Like a really cool sneaky reason is you can get people to sign up for a loyalty program where you could pull out a consult form, get them to put in all of the data across the data in like their name, their phone number, their
Face cleaning.
you can literally get them to sign up for your rewards program and get them to fix up their data. Like for example, if they've moved house, if their email address has changed, any information like that, maybe they've gotten married. It's a really good way that you can fix up all of that data. So there's a whole thing about, you know, bringing in a loyalty program, doing things like that, which are really cool. But I mean, those are just one of the kind of the bonuses, right? The key thing that rewards or a loyalty program does is rewards behavior that you want to see. Now, like we talked at the start, one of the behaviors that you may want to see is rebooking. So, what's a suggestion that you've got for salons that want to, for example, get more rebookings when it comes to rewards?
One of the things that will naturally happen is as you start speaking about rewards, you're going to be telling them, okay, at the end of every transaction, you've got this many rewards. And an easy way to do it is to run it. You don't do this all the time, by the way. You do this when you're working on this area in the business, you give them rewards dollars for rebooking. I'm really into ways that I can add value to my guest experience that don't cost me anything, because that's a win-win. I'm giving them something, but it didn't cost me anything, and therefore I feel good about giving it and they feel good about receiving it. So if I could say, and also win-win three ways, win-win-win, because the staff need to win as well. We want the staff to feel good about what we're delivering. And if you can change a really common conversation that you'll find salon owners having in forums is that I can't get my staff to rebook. Like that's a really common challenge in salons, asking for the appointment. And I think that when you're asking for the appointment, it feels like for the staff they're asking the client for something like, can I make you a next appointment? Rewards programs allow you to flip the script on that and say, did you know that when you make your next appointment today, we're going to be rewarding you with 3 rewards points? And so suddenly, instead of saying to my team, I need you to really get that rebooking rate up, I'm actually saying, I need you to let every one of our guests know today, and every one of our clients know, that you're going to be giving them a gift when they book their next appointment. How much easier is that for a team member? And how different does that feel as a team member? It feels better for me as a salon owner asking them to do it. I don't feel like I'm asking something hard of them. And it's easier for them to ask their client. And I think it feels better for them.
I think
And
that's,
of course it feels better for the guest. So
of
everybody's
course.
winning.
It's honestly like you said, it's so nice for your staff as well, particularly if they're not natural salespeople and they feel worried about selling that appointment. They can stop worrying about selling the appointment and just say, oh, for this month we're actually giving 3 rewards points with everybody who rebooks. And once you get enough of these rewards points, you're able to buy one of these services outright. So, for example, something that you haven't tried before, like oxygen spa facial, once you get enough points, you can have that complimentary on us because you've got it through your rewards points and you're giving them an extra booster to get that. And there's so many other ways that you can reward clients as well, which Timely will look after. Like, for example, when your clients have an appointment and they pay for an appointment, or when they buy products on like at the salon. But there are things that you do as well, because Natasha, you've got an established rewards system that
It's 12 years.
that you've had for a very long time. And something that you do is you manually adjust points when your clients buy products online.
Yes, I do. So my rewards program, just to sort of outline it for everyone to save you going and Googling afterwards, is that we give you, we run an amazing rewards program here at Natasha's Skin Spa. We give you one spa dollar. So we've called our program Spa Dollars. And that's just historical. We've had it called that forever, so we've kept it that, but you can just call it rewards or whatever you like. So it's called Spa Dollars. Every $30 you spend, either online in spa, on services, products, or gift vouchers, we give you one spa dollar. And spa dollars accumulate onto your rewards account. And when you've got enough of them to pay for a service in full, you can choose a service that you've never had before from our regular menu, and it will be absolutely free. And the only conditions on it are that you need to be able to pay for the service in full. So you're not using it to discount, and you can't use it in peak periods. But basically, you're getting that all the time. And then sometimes we run promotions where you can get double rewards dollars and that kind of thing. So very well established, and people really, really get quite interested in their rewards. Like when you've, every now and then it sort of slacks off a wee bit and we don't talk about it enough. And then we'll go, you know what, let's get the rewards program front of mind again for people. And it's an easy way to get activity happening in the spa without me having to discount anything or give anything away. Like, I've got a genuine reason when things go quiet to go, you know what, let's run a wee report on which of our guests have got a lot of spa dollars to redeem. And let's call them and let's say, we've got, you know, you've got all these rewards dollars. The team love it because it's one of the rare occasions in marketing and salon activity where you're not actually asking anything of them. You're not asking them to put their hand in their pocket. You're not asking them to do anything, and they are pleasantly surprised. Oh, you just want to give me something. So what do I have to do to get those $3 for booking my next appointment? Nothing at all. You just have to book your next appointment.
Hmm.
And that's so delightful for the client. It's such a nice, refreshing, like, oh my gosh, I just got that. You're just going to give, okay, great. I don't even have to do anything. I get it. That client feels really special when you do that. And it's only $3. But the great thing about it is it's not even dollars. It's, you didn't do anything. All you did was secure the next booking. And I promise you, if you start to do that, to anyone who's like, oh, I'm not sure about introducing a rewards program, if you only do it in order to get your rebooking rate up, the impact is enormous. If you can uplift your rebooking rate by 1%, if anyone's watching this and they're not sure about whether or not they should be activating the rewards feature, I want you to do one thing. I want you to go and look at what it's nearly the end of the financial year here in Australia. So, you know, you're going to know pretty much soon what your turnover was for the year. I want you to sit down and just work it out roughly. And then I want you to divide it by 100 and think, what is 1% of that? Now, 1% of your overall year's turnover is huge. So imagine that you were able to increase your rebooking rate by 1%. You could imagine increasing your spend by 1%. It's huge. It's actually an enormous amount of money that you stand to gain.
So, like rebooking is something that you can obviously reward. You would just have to adjust that point, which is so easy to
Oh,
do
it
manually.
takes me only a second. And this is why we chose Timely software. When we switched last year, the reason that we chose Timely, we were really, really specific with Timely in our consultations. I mean, it was hours of like I checked everything before I came with Timely. And that was a really key feature was the ability to just quickly jump into the client card. Great. And I'm just going to add $3 onto your rewards account there. Sometimes we'll do it randomly. My staff have permission to do it at random if they want to. We've
Mm.
we've been known to do it because a client was being kind to someone in the street, helped someone who fell over, and they've come in and we've gone, do you know what? That was a beautiful thing you just did. I just want to let you know that we just added $5 to your rewards account because you're a nice person.
Yeah.
It's such a great way to delight people.
It is. It's an amazing way that you can make someone feel really special just for having a relationship with your business, not even necessarily, spending with your business. There are things that you can reward for, like referring someone. Like if you've got someone who has come in through a referral, then you can say, just because you've been referred by Sophie, we're going to put $5 on your rewards for you to spend. Once you've got enough, you can have an appointment on us when you've got enough rewards point, and then you can even give Sophie, the friend, a call and say, your friend Arabella, I don't know where this name has come from, your friend Arabella has come into the salon. Thank you so much for bringing her in here. I've just put 10 rewards points on your account for you to enjoy. So there's so many ways that you can do that. So you've got buying products online, you just have to chuck them in the account on Timely. You've got when your client spends and buys products or buys services, maybe refers someone, maybe does a nice thing when a lady falls over in the street. Who knows? They could
Writes a review. Sometimes, if someone
a
writes you a
review.
really nice review, although I want to say there's a caveat here. I don't recommend that you buy reviews. So please don't put a sign up on the salon desk saying, write us a review to get rewards dollars. That is not a good idea. If somebody, and I'll tell you, I just want to quickly tell you why, because I actually see this in a lot of hair salons that I visit, that they have something up there saying, give us a review and get $5 off of something. Now, all it takes is for me to grab my phone, take a quick little photo of that, and post that on your Google review, because I can add photos to my review, and Google will close your account.
Oh, geez.
They can severely penalize you for doing that. They can remove reviews and they can downgrade your rating. It's not a good idea. You're not supposed to do it. So don't advertise, this for that. Don't say you do this and I'll give you that. Just keep that particular thing as a surprise and delight moment. I saw that you gave me a really beautiful review and I really appreciate that. I just want to let you know that that's helped, that really helps my business when you do that. And I've just added $10 to your rewards account to say thank you.
I think that's a really good thing for salons to know, but that's also a really good thing to think about. Like there are so many interactions that you have with your clients, and in every single one of those reactions, there is, if it's appropriate, there is always a time when you can say, oh, and also just let me check your rewards points. When's your next appointment? You're so close for being able to spend your rewards points on a 60-minute massage. Just a couple more appointments, and I can't wait to book that in for you. So there's so many things that you could do, and I think one of the things that a lot of businesses worry about, and this is really interesting, particularly with your spa, Natasha, because you've got a very luxury spa, so you're going to have a mix of really high spenders and then some people who just get some services done, like maybe they just get their bikini lines or their lower legs waxed, so they're not going to be your big spenders. So there are many ways that you can help your lower spenders still receive a great reward by asking them to refer people or to rebook. So there are different ways, or even buy products. There are so many different ways that you can encourage people to still get rewards, even if they're not receiving rewards as much as your biggest spendy spend clients.
That's right. And now this brings me back to, what sort of things can we do when we're seeing, as we were saying at the start of the call, we've got this change in client behavior, right? And so we've got clients who are saying, oh, I'm not actually sure about booking my next appointment because I'm actually not sure if I've still got a job. Now that's I don't want to go negative here and I don't want to go dark on everyone, but this is a real thing. It's actually happening. Now, we don't need to cry about it. We don't need to get upset about it. We don't need to focus on it, but we need to do something about it. And one of the things that we can do is we can say, if we've got a rewards program in place, and this isn't going to happen overnight for you. If you don't have one, it's not going to happen overnight. But I want you to think about putting in a rewards program and building it over time. Because if you do that in the future, when we have other lockdowns and problems that go on, you've got a safeguard. Now, here's what I use it for when someone says that to me. I just had a client who is an example. Now, the last client I had tonight before this live, she was checking out and saying that she's just bought an apartment. And so she's just going to be watching her money a wee bit for her spend over the coming time. I had another one a few days ago who said, my contract's finished, I haven't got another job. Rather than, as we know, if that person loses contact with the salon, if they don't make that next appointment, we may not get them back. We may not see them. They're going to be exposed to other salons, other offers, DIY, home things. They might get used to not having their services. It's very risky for the business. So instead, why don't we say to her, do you know what? Let me just check your rewards balance. Oh my gosh, you've actually got, the last client I just checked out, you've got $145 on your rewards balance. Did you know that? Now, she has, of course, completely forgotten that she even has rewards. And she's like, really? What can I do with that? Well, that's enough that you won't be able to do your whole dermapen. But what about if next month when your apartment settles, why don't we skip the dermapen and let's do an oxygenating enzyme peel that's $144 and then you don't have to, that's actually a complimentary treatment next month. Would you like to do that? She's thrilled. She's thrilled because I've given her a way that she can be my client still. I've given her a way that she can take a break from actually handing over money without stopping being my client. And she doesn't have to feel like, because people like feeling like your good client. They love it. They like to be your high spender. They like to feel like they're as much value to you as you are to them. So when they can't afford to book with you, that's devastating for them. They don't like it. They feel really uncomfortable. And I just saved the day. You're still going to come next month. You're not even going to pay, but you're not being cheap. It's because you've spent so much with me over time, and I really appreciate that. So let me reward you that month.
I think,
or I lost my job, same thing. Let's use your rewards dollars, and when you're working again, that's fine.
I think that's such a good way to do it as well, because what some businesses may be inclined to do, there's go, oh, well, you know what, just for you, I could give you a discount. And the reason why discounts are quite dangerous is because they discount what the service is worth. And then when you want to charge the real price of the service again, they may think that that's too overpriced because they've been receiving this discount. And this is also why we don't recommend discounting with rewards points. And it's better to use the rewards points to buy a service outright, or a part of a service, part of an appointment outright, rather than taking a percentage, because you're
dangerous.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is if you do a rewards program wrong, and a rewards program done wrong is one where you either just give every sixth service for free, never do that, or one where you allow them to use their rewards dollars just to discount the service. I'll tell you what, stop doing it right now and just choose your VIPs and say, I'll give you 4% off everything, because that's what you're doing. Do not do that, because you're giving away something that they would be prepared to pay for anyway. Now, a business coach years ago said that to me, and it stuck with me forever. And I'm very, very grateful to her for teaching me that you should never, ever give away something that people were prepared to pay full price for. They were already here. They were already going to pay for their treatment. And now you're letting them discount it by $7 because they've got their $7 rewards. You think it doesn't matter? I'll tell you what, it does matter, because $7 per client across a year That's an enormous amount of money. If I said to any salon owner, what would be the impact if you put up all your prices by $7? Huge amount of increased turnover. So you don't do that. The other reason why you don't do it is that what you don't want is you don't want their rewards balance to sit low and them to be redeeming it off all the time. You need it to build.
Yeah.
Because a rewards program is all about how it feels. Rewards programs are not about dollar value. They're about how you make the client feel. They feel like they're in a VIP. They feel like they're part of a special club. They feel like they belong to the business. They're not just a random, they're part of your community. And that has way more value than the dollar value. And then when they are coming in over time and you've got, by having that balance sitting there, you've got an insurance policy against losing that client. Because if the client stops coming into the salon, let's say they haven't been in for a couple of months. Let's say in a salon, let's give a scenario. You've got a salon, the client hasn't been in you don't have a rewards program, the client hasn't been in for a few months. How easy is it to pick up the phone and call them? It can be really, for someone like me, no problem. I'll call anyone, I'll call the Prime Minister and tell them what I think.
It can be super nerve-wracking. And
right, but the average person, not everyone's like that. Not everybody has that, likes to pick up the phone and call their client for no reason. And also, even if you do like to do it, even for me, sometimes people feel that that's salesy. Like, hi, it's so-and-so here from Natasha Skin Spa. And I'm just calling because I noticed that you hadn't been in. Now, how that feels is that I'm in trouble for not going in.
Yeah.
And it actually puts the client in a really bad position, because now she has to either tell you that she didn't like her last service, and it's too late for that, by the way. You should have picked that up months ago. You're not going to retain her. So she's not going to tell you that. Or she has to tell you that she's too busy, or she has to tell you something like she can't afford to come in at the moment. None of those things feel good. And remember, we're doing this program because we want to help people feel good, because people do business with people that make them feel good. So what about if we could pick it? So we can't do anything there, right? We've just it's an awkward call all around. Your staff do not want to make that call. Your client doesn't want to get that call. You have a small number who are happy to, but most don't. So what if we had a rewards program and we could say, right, so-and-so hasn't been in for 2 months and she hasn't got an appointment booked this month. What's her rewards balance? That should be your go-to. When you see a client hasn't been active, your first port of call should be to check her rewards balance. So now your conversation is a lot easier to have, and your staff will be more than happy to have it. You're ringing them up to say, hi, Sarah, Tash here from Natasha's Skin Spa. I realized I was just looking through our doing some maintenance on our rewards program. I realized that you hadn't been in for a couple of months. And I just wondered if you realized that you've actually got a rewards balance sitting here of $35. And most of the time, the client will say, oh, I didn't even realize you had, what's that? I didn't even realize I had rewards. They forget. And you don't always, you hope you'll tell them every checkout, but you don't. You go through periods where these programs get a bit stale, and then you reactivate them. And this is reality. It's not ideal, but it's reality. So now the conversation is different. Now the conversation is, I'm calling because did you realize you've got credit sitting here? Who doesn't want to get a phone call from like that from the salon that they know and love?
Oh, it's such a good phone call to have. And it's not just a phone call that you could have if you are a salon that where you've got staff and you've got busy time to like fill them up with. It's a phone call that you can have when you're a solo. It's just you. You're usually busy, but you've got points that they can come in. Maybe you're wanting them to spend money on some of your products and you're wanting them to introduce them to products. If you don't have any time, but you're wanting to retain this person and get them in for an appointment, but also let them know that there's something that you'd love to introduce them to that you sell. I mean, I know for most businesses, you will have some spare time and you will probably want to give services I'd say, would you say maybe 90% over? For most businesses, you would want to give your services and you'd want to give your products. But for some businesses, you may
Yeah.
be so busy that product is what you want to give as a reward.
I would say, like in my own view, the only time that it should be product is if you are so fully booked that you have no spare time to fill, and that'll be mostly relevant for for solo operators who are very much specialists in what they do. You know, Cosmetic
Yeah.
Tasha with who
Mhm.
are great, and they're booked out 6 months in advance. They can't give free services, and it would actually be taking money out of their pocket to do it. So they might do a deal with a supplier, and they might go to one of their brands and say, you know, I'd like to put you up front and center on my rewards program, which is quite possibly going to, it should move more units. You're going to be mentioned every time I tell someone about my rewards program. And I'd like to reward them with a product from you that that is likely to lead to a repurchase. So I'd like to talk about a discount on getting, you know, this particular shampoo ongoing. And that could be a rewards or something like that.
Yeah.
But even if you just decide that, you know, you're going to give it on product, it's what you should be giving, what you've got to give. What have you got? What can you afford to give? In my business, I don't give product, but that's because I've got a big spa and there's always downtime.
Yeah.
You know, and most skin clinics will find that no matter what they say about how popular they are, the best skin clinics actually do have downtime because we're always moving to a model where people are having the bigger ticket services which require less frequency. And so as you progress, you actually have more and more downtime. The more successful we become, the quieter the spa is. Our clients are now having, you know, anyway, so that's the thing. When you're growing, if you're growing a team, you'll always have downtime. So
Yeah.
you're much better off. It costs you less to give them free services because the girls are booked on anyway.
Yeah, you're already paying their wages.
Yeah.
They may as well they may as well provide services for your client. And something that we did kind of touch on just before, but it's something, a note that I do want to really finish on, which is when you are booking someone in for a service that they can buy outright with their points, you want to use the service to introduce them to introduce these points to introduce into a service or a treatment that they've never experienced before. Because if you're clever, you can use your reward points to like cross-pollinate across your business and get them to experience different parts of what your salon has to offer. And this is a really cool thing that you can do, particularly if you have a staff member leave. And maybe you're worried that a lot of people are going to leave with the staff member. But if you've got that balance, you've got a reason to call them and you can say, oh, I noticed that you haven't been in for a little while. I was just checking through our reward system and it looks like you've got quite a few rewards points here. And I was looking at something that I think that you might love. Have you ever done this before? I noticed that you haven't had it done at our salon. And you could book them in for that appointment, get them in for something new and exciting that they've never had with that staff member that they used to see.
So that's rewarding. And again, like about how the program feels, it doesn't feel reward. You might not realize it, but it doesn't actually feel rewarding to get the thing you usually pay for free.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like people think, you know, I think sometimes salon owners think, oh, well, you know, people just, because we come from a history in our industry of doing the old punch cards, you know, I'm that old. I'm that old. I had a salon with a punch card with a, you know, buy 10 facials and you buy 9 facials and your 10th is free. So that doesn't actually feel like anything because you were having a facial anyway.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it anyway.
Recommend that, doing something that is a whole service and making a fuss about it. You know, if you when someone comes, this is really important. When somebody comes for a reward service, please don't let that attitude get in there. Oh God, we're having a, you know, she's not paying for this one. You really need to pretend it, make it a birthday for them. You know, turn it up for them. Hi, I know this should be part of your morning meeting. Who's in for a rewards service today? Please make a big fuss about it. The whole team needs to know that that's a rewards appointment. And when that person comes, in our spa, we have a name card on the bed that says, we hope you feel rewarded. Thanks for your loyalty. And we put their name on the bed. And it's, oh my gosh, you're here, reception has to know you're here for a rewards service. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Come on in, have a seat. I hope you feel really, truly rewarded today because we really appreciate your loyalty. Do not miss an opportunity to thank them for it and make sure that you're really thrilled to be doing that rewards service today.
I think that that's such a good point, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be something that's normal on your menu to give them. You can have a rewards menu which you change up every month or so. So if there's something that you've been rewarding your clients with for a while, and you've realized actually this is costing us a little bit more than I thought it would, let's see what else I can change up my reward menu to, so I can do things that don't cost me as much. And this could be like, there are so many things. Like, I know many businesses who have an LED machine and hardly use one. You can reward with things, with machines that you have that are very little or low touch machines that maybe the therapist doesn't even necessarily have to be around for.
And by the way, if you haven't got one of those, you need to get one. You can get one for a few $1,000s now, and they are a must because they are just that the perceived value by the client is huge. So you know, like you said, if you in fact, let's go backtrack on what we were saying. You know, if you are fully booked all the time, don't reward with services. No, if you're fully booked all the time, get yourself an LED.
It's actually really good advice.
It is.
There are some very low touch machines out there which don't cost a huge amount of money, that the therapist just has to be there to put it on, leave the client in the room to have a really blissful time on maybe your heated blanket with a weighted blanket over top of them, and then with the LED light looking after their skin. I mean, there are so many different machines, so maybe that is an option if you've got the room.
Yes. And also, like, you know, you can leave that flexibility in your program that it's subject to change, or you're doing the rewards menu that changes. I really like that idea, and I actually haven't done it before. And as I was saying to you the other day, we are going to switch to doing it because I was talking to you about it and thinking, you know what? Why am I saying that some businesses could do this? I could do this. I'm going to do it. So my plan now is I'm going to have a rewards menu that changes each month. So in this month, it's this. And the reason is it gives you an excuse to talk about it. Valid excuses to talk about your rewards program are really helpful. So you know, easy, Canva, this month's rewards are this, this, and this. If you've got, and so you might say, well, this month you can redeem it off a Kerastase base and service. And or a lip wax or a brow shape, you can pick, you know, and pick things at different price points. But the thing is, you'll find that clients who, you know, you might have clients who don't value base and services. They just don't think they do anything, and they've never been someone who buys them. One look at Alex's hair will tell you that they work, because you are the guru. You are the biggest addict of a base and service I've ever met. So how do you get them to do it? Well, you can say this month's rewards, you can actually do that base and service, something that they might have thought is unattainable, a little bit expensive, or just not for them. But they're getting it for free, so they'll try it. And then next month they might book it and pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can introduce someone to their new Holy Grail service with rewards. It is one of those really cool tools that you can use to cross-pollinate across areas of your business, introduce your clients to new services that they've never had before, or even new products that they've never tried before, which they may continue to buy off you for the next few years. So there is a lot that you can do here, and I hope I had a list of things that I wanted to talk about today, and we've crossed every single thing. So I really hope, if this isn't something that you have in the salon right now, or if this is something that maybe you have, but it's getting a little bit dusty and it's time to look at it again, make it exciting, you've got a whole bunch of things in here that we've talked about that you are able to do. So in conclusion, I think the main things that we pulled out today for everyone to have a think about is using your clients' points to buy an entire service, making sure that you're using downtime with your therapist to make sure that they're calling the rewards points, looking up that timely report, seeing who they can get back into the salon, using other downtimes to fit in these appointments, introducing clients to services that they've never had before. and hopefully finding services that are relevant to this client as well, something that you think that they'll love or really benefit from. So it's
Making them feel VIP, like really making them feel like you are a member here.
yeah, and when they come in, it's their birthday as far as you're concerned. Make sure that they're feeling really rewarded and really happy when they're with your salon. And ideally get them in your salon when it's not a peak time. So let's not book them in for their reward service on Christmas Eve. Let's
No,
book them in
no.
when you're not super busy. I hope that's a little bit of a summary of what we've talked about today. Anything else that you want to add, Tash?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to give a quick actionable, so an action that you can take right now. If the people who've already got a rewards program, if you haven't advertised it for ages or it's a wee bit stale, jump into your Timely platform now, look under rewards, and you'll see the little diamond logo that comes up. And or just do a fake checkout and then delete the transaction later, and you'll get the rewards diamond. And just do a little screenshot of it on your phone, or take screen capture on your computer and chuck it up on your social media, and just let people know about it again. That's a really great logo, a really great graphic to use throughout your rewards program, because it exists in Timely. You can screen capture it easily and share it. And yes, it's not the fanciest and most designed, but you know what? The best social media is just done. It's authentic, and the best social media is the social media you actually do. So the best marketing is the marketing you actually do. So jump on there, take a screenshot, remind people about your rewards program. And then if you're somebody who doesn't have a rewards program, grab a pen and paper right now while you're feeling inspired, and write down, work out what area of your business needs a little bit of an uplift right now, whether it's rebooking, whether it's cross-pollinating into other services. Write down what area of your business would most like to improve next quarter, and then write down how you think you can use a rewards program to do that.
I think that that's really good advice. And I think that is the perfect advice to leave everybody to write down some notes while you're feeling inspired, or rewind through this live once we hop off, so that you can catch up on anything that you've missed. But I just want to quickly thank Natasha for your advice here. I know a lot of businesses and salons are really struggling with getting their clients to spend more. And by reminding your clients that they are only a couple of points away from having enough points to get that facial, or to get that, you name it, whatever you want them to have, it's a really great way to increase your client spend. So that was the topic for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This will be available to watch on the Facebook if you've got, on the Facebook. Actually, that's what it was called a while back. It's now called, it is now called just Facebook. But it is, you can watch it later. It will be on YouTube. It will be on LinkedIn. Watch it where you want to. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening, and set up your rewards in Timely. If you do need any help at all, to ask our support team. We've got formulas that are already based around your client's average spend. So if you have a look at that feature in Timely called rewards, there's a lot there for you to delve your little fingers into. So have a lovely rest of your day, everybody, and we will catch you next week for another Timely Fit.
Bye, everyone. Go get your businesses cranking. See ya.
Bye.
Alex.